Well, good afternoon, Facebook family. This is Dexter Sadler, Mr. Dollars with Sense, also known as the Money Doctor, coming to you live with a very special Saturday message. Man, I had to share this one with you, and let me tell you why. I was at the airport yesterday in San Antonio, and my message I left on Thursday, I was talking about having an exit strategy. What is your strategy for exiting the workforce? And most people do not have an exit plan. This is based on facts. In fact, one of my resources for this information is the Social Security Administration. The Social Security Administration, you've heard me say it before, but it's worth repeating in this message. The Social Security Administration says that out of every 100 persons reaching age 65, 36 are dead, 54 are dependent on family, welfare, social programs. 5 are still working. That's 95% when you add that up. 4 would be financially successful and 1 would be wealthy. Well, when I was at the airport in San Antonio yesterday, I was talking to a lady at the ticket counter at American Airlines, and man, look here, they were talking about, I thought they had a great retirement plan there. A gentleman told me that this lady's been working for American Airlines. He was a younger guy. I said, man, what kind of retirement plan y'all have here? He told me this lady has been working for American Airlines for 40 years. 40. So I had to speak to that lady. I asked her, okay, so when do y'all retire? How many years you got to put in for retirement? And she corrected the gentleman. She says, I've been here 42 years. 42 years and still not eligible for retirement. She says that because she started there early in life when she was in her young 20s, and the requirement with American Airlines, she said that, well, maybe this is with a lot of other companies too. You check out your company. She says that it's a combination of age plus number of years. So she says that she has the number of years, over 40 years. However, in order to get 100% versus 50% of her retirement eligibility, she has to be a certain age. And she's not there yet. So I guess she'll be 65 in about 2 or 3 more years. And then I guess she'll be put in 45 years of her life and she'll be able to retire. Well, folks, what is your exit strategy? Is your exit strategy the only exit strategy you have is the one that the employer provides? Your employer, they got strange exit strategies, don't they? Sometimes the exit strategy is releasing you before you even get to retirement and get all the full benefits that they have to be responsible for. See, when they cut you out early, it reduces the expenditures for the company. Now, that's good for the shareholders, people like me, investors. But it's terrible, it's horrible. If I can say it like Charles Barkley would say, horrible. It's horrible. Excuse me, Charles Barkley. I just had to mimic you just then. But folks, it's a terrible situation when they can let you go and then the stock market, the investors, they get to celebrate at your demise. Now, I'm not happy about that on somebody's behalf. I'm not disappointed when my stock shares go up. But here's what you have to have. You got to develop an exit strategy. Now, let me help you out just a little bit, because I'm not going to talk long today. Man, I'm here in Dallas, got a busy schedule, and I thank you folks for reaching out to me. I just simply said, listen, reach out to me. I said, inbox me, Money Doctor, I need help. Or Money Doctor, show me how. I've had people who reached out, and I deliver. See, this doctor, he still makes house calls. I know that's old-fashioned for the medical doctors, but I'm not the medical doctor. I'm the money doctor. And when your money is sick, you need to call the medical doctor. No, the money doctor. And you better call me quick, because financial stress will affect your health, and then you will be calling the medical doctor. But now, let's talk about an exit strategy, folks. I was sharing with you, man, some things about, let me just put it like this here. An excellent exit strategy is simply this. You want to make more, have less taxes taken out, which gives you an increase of how much you take home. Now spend less. Eliminate debt. And when you do these things, what's going to happen? You're putting yourself in a position that you can start building an exit strategy. A part of your exit strategy should consist of being debt-free or very minimal debt. Debt-free is achievable. But if you can't get debt-free, how about if you get down to where you have very minimal debt? Why do people have to work and work and work? Because they need the income to take care of their financial obligations. When you have very little debt and all you have is living expenses, you can control the living expenses. You can get rid of debt. You can't get rid of living expenses as long as you're living. That's why they call them living expenses. But you can and you must control debt. Living expenses. Get rid of debt. So now let's take a look at this here. Let's say and I've been talking to you about some strategies about number one, how to get an increase in your take-home pay on your job. Increase your take-home pay from your job. If you want to know more about that, just inbox me, say, Money Doctor, increase my take-home pay. Increase take-home pay. That's all you got to say, and I can get back with you, and I'll show you a strategy. Now, when you increase your take-home pay, let's say by an extra $300 to $500 or more, what if you took that money and started doing this, getting rid of your debt? See, this is how you develop an exit strategy. You use your money, start paying off your debt. Now, watch this. Each debt that you got rid of, it increased the available cash flow that you have to do something with. So let's say you go ahead and use your money to wipe out $1,500 of debt. Well, understand that you just created a $1,500 increase in cash flow. Now, what you also want to do is, as you work toward getting your debt to income ratio, you want your income up, your debt down. That debt to income ratio is a plus in your favor because what it does, it increases your credit score. See, debt affects your credit score. So the less debt you have and the more income you have, the higher goes your credit score. Now, if you ever do have to finance some debt, you want to finance it at a low interest rate because you got a high credit score, which makes your payments go down. Now, with that, okay, we're talking about increasing income as far as take-home pay from the job. Use that money as a strategy to wipe out debt. Start doing debt elimination. All right, now, you also want to do this. Take a look at your credit report and your credit score. If your credit score is less than 750, let's work on improving that. I was at 425. Mine went from 425 to 750 and above because of what I teach. I practice what I teach. I know what I talk about works because I am a living testimony. I am a living example of the strategies that a millionaire taught me. Now, let's take a look at something. We use your money. You create money, right? Create money from your own money. Start wiping out debt. That's a strategy. Then you start working on your credit score. We teach you how to systematically improve your credit score. If you want to know more about that, just inbox me, Money Doctor, improve my credit score. Inbox me, Money Doctor, improve my credit score. And then I'll get with you and show you how. Now, as you do that, what's the next thing? As we're working on increasing our income, the key is make more, spend less, and invest. Make more, spend less, and invest. Now let's talk about investments. I was sharing with you the other day that you have to build up income producing assets that will replace your working. See, you're either going to have your lifestyle supported by you working or money working. Now, your money is working for somebody while you sleep. Last night, your money was making money for somebody on Wall Street. Money never sleeps. Remember that. You must, but money doesn't. Now, watch this. If you now make more, spend less, and invest. Now, people don't, the industry out there, folks, they make investment sound so complex and complicated. And why do they do that? Because they want you to come to them. They make it seem like you are too dumb, you are not intelligent enough. Well, they might have a point in this respect, financial intelligence. See, not that you're not smart or intelligent. You can be very high in academia with a PhD academically. But when it comes to personal finance and money, most of America are financially illiterate. In other words, we do not have adequate financial intelligence. Let me break down investments simple as this. Folks, all investments comes in simply 4 categories. If you look at the quadrants, okay, on the left side, there are cash equivalents. Like money markets, savings accounts, stuff like that. Cash equivalents, something that you can go and liquidate almost immediately or within 24 to 40 hours, and you can turn it into cash. Okay, the other one you have is called bonds. Okay, now you got bonds and stuff like that. Let me see here. Now, the equity, correction. You got cash equivalents on the left, upper part of the quadrant. The bottom left of the quadrant, you got equity. Okay, we're talking about stocks and stuff like that. And then on the right side over here, you get into like bonds. Okay, now when you're talking about stocks, you're talking about corporate stocks, all kinds of stocks that you can get. Okay, you hear about the stock market all the time. But over here on the right upper part of the quadrant, you got bonds. Corporate bonds, you got municipal bonds, you got government bonds, savings bonds. How many of y'all in the military remember this? Buy bonds. And they say that it will double in 7 years. I found that was a myth. Well, actually, I found it was a lie. Well, I'll save that topic for another day. And then on the bottom right of the quadrant, you have what's called real assets, okay? Like real estate and stuff like that. So those are the 4 categories of all types of investment. I don't care who it is, what it is, where you got it from. It's either a cash equivalent, it's some stocks, it's some bonds, or some real estate investment. So we'll do that on a separate class. But let's show you an exit strategy, folks. We talked about increasing your take-home pay. We're talking about minimizing your debt. We're talking about elevating your credit score. Now you're starting to create some capital using your own money. Now, invest. See, let me show you what it costs you, because I talked about debt and credit scores. I just did an evaluation. What does it cost you in regards to just paying a mortgage if you have less than excellent credit score? Let's say if you got a mortgage, or you bought a house, and depending upon your geographical location, let's say a $200,000 to $250,000 home, and let's say if your monthly mortgage payment is $1,500 a month. I'm trying to be, give you an example here. Now, if you have less than excellent credit score, you can probably get a house, but you're going to pay a higher interest rate. Let's say if you got a 7% mortgage loan, at least you got the house, and it's just paying $1,500 a month. You say, that's affordable. I can manage $1,500 a month. A lot of people pay $1,500 a month on apartment rent. So you're paying $1,500 a month. You got a 30-year mortgage. I did the math on this, folks. Compound interest. I've been telling y'all about the banker's secret, okay? And if you did $1,500 a month at 7% for 30 years, that $250,000 or $200,000 home will cost you $1,829,956. Wow. Folks, it costs you almost $2 million for a $200,000 to $250,000 home because of your credit score. Now let's take that same $200,000 to $250,000 home, that same $1,500 a month mortgage payment, and let's say you got a 4% interest. I'm just doing this for easy math because I studied this stuff, okay? Now, that same mortgage, $1,500 a month, but at a 4% interest rate, you will pay $1,041,074. $1,041,000 versus $1,829,000. Folks, that's almost a $1 million difference. You see, the wealth that you created it for somebody else, for the bank in this case. Who owns the wealth you create? What if I can teach you how to pay off that mortgage in less than 30 years? Finance it for 30, pay it off in 15 or less. Yes, that is called a strategy. So your exit plan has got to include debt elimination and asset accumulation. Asset accumulation. Asset accumulation. It's because this asset is a derivative of two words. And when you have enough assets, you separate those two words. I think you get the picture. So income producing assets. Remember, 2 times you're going to need money in your life. During your working years and in your financial freedom or retirement years. During your working years, it's going to come from your work, your job or conventional business. But in your financial freedom years, if you're going to be financially free, not like the lady I was telling you about who's been there 42 years and she don't have a way out for another 3. She says she can leave now, but she'll get 50%. But if she wait another 3 years, she'll get 100. Good God Almighty. Whew. Anyhow, folks, we want you to understand, in your financial freedom years, you must own enough income producing assets that pay you enough income from those assets to replace your working income. In other words, your money is going to come from either you working or your money working. The choice is yours. Which one will it be for you? So get back with me. I'm the Money Doctor. I just want to share some things with you, man. When the lady told me about that, it really touched my heart. I wanted to show her, ma'am, let me show you how you can accelerate your retirement program and develop a lifestyle. Oh, that's my final note. Lifestyle versus a living. Most people out here work, like that hamster I was telling you about. Giddy up. Hamster running on a treadmill and going nowhere. But at least the hamster was not losing ground. Most people working all their life. Work. And they're going backwards. The American dream for most of America has become the American nightmare. Wake up, America, and let's get your money right. And that's what I'm going to teach you. This is the Money Doctor. And my last word, as I always say, make America a better place. Show some love. Show some kindness. Make somebody smile. Because you never know, the smile you give might be the one that made somebody keep living. They didn't give up. The smile you give can be the encouragement that somebody needed just to keep on keeping on. Love somebody, hug them. And if you can't do nothing else, just say, hello, how are you? And greet them with a smile. God bless you. And I'll talk to you later.